All right, so welcome back. And on this one, we're going to kind of alleviate some assumptions that you might have on this one. And that's going to help us kind of figure out how we're going to actually create this one. So before I actually get started on drawing this, and please pardon, these are not, straight lines. But if I have a triangle here, and remember that this is the hypotenuse, which is a fancy, I guess, term for this is the longest side of it. This angle that's going between here is indeed 45 degrees, as we discussed in a previous video. Some of the special things that we know about this is that this value, which we're going to call the x, and this value, which we're going to call the y, have to be the same. A lot of typical mistakes that most people will make in AutoCAD is that they'll look at this and they'll see this 5 here, and they'll assume that that equals 5 here and 5 here. And it does not. If you make these numbers 5 and 5, I guarantee you that this number will not be 5. So that's one of the things that you're going to be super careful with, because I have seen a lot of people, they'll look at this 13 at the bottom and go, oh, well, I got 5 over here, 5 over here, that makes 10. And you can tell by the distance of this top line that that is nowhere near the number 3. So I want you to make sure that we don't know the value of this line. So one important thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to save that line for last, just to stop us from having to do any kind of weird calculation. So if you're one of those guys that like to do trigonometry, yeah, this is easy enough to solve. But why do that when I have AutoCAD and it'll do trigonometry a lot faster than me? The two starting points that I'm going to either consider to start on, the first one will be either at this location, and my second part will be either at this location. I'm not going to start anywhere else, because if I do that, I'll have to know the value of this line. So that's kind of one of those important features that you're going to realize, is that before you start creating a drawing, kind of look at it and kind of analyze it just like I did and said, okay, what do I know? Well, I know the distance here, and then I know that angle, which is here. That tells me that I have to use polar tracking and not kind of put in rectangular coordinates. All right, so enough me explaining this and talking to you about it. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so back here in AutoCAD, just like I said, I'm going to start either at that top left or top right, and this kind of depends on which direction you want to go. I always tell people my mind works in a counterclockwise orientation. Some people may choose to go clockwise, and if you're going to go clockwise, you have to start on the right side. If you're going to go counterclockwise, start on the left side. All right, so I'm going to start with the line command. First thing I'm going to do is verify that my dynamic input is turned on. The next thing I'm going to do is turn polar tracking on, and then I'm going to set it to the 45, 90, 135, 180. If we do that, this is going to make this drawing go really, really quick. All right, so it's asking me to start my starting point. I'm going to click somewhere here. Remember, we have to wait to get the green tracking. Once I have my green tracking, 5, enter. I'm going to scroll out just a little bit. I'm going to come down, once again, green tracking, 5, enter. I'm going to go this way to the right, 13, enter. Go up, 5, enter, and then track back this direction at that 45 degrees, 5, enter, and then C to close. All right, so as you can see, once you dissect the problem, it takes a matter of minutes to get through it and solve it. I just want you to make sure that if I drew this, and I'm going to intentionally make this mistake, is that I'm at the line now where I'm drawing 13, and I come up and I go 5. And now if I want to try to create this line, do not type in -5, 5, enter, and you can see that both of these lines are totally different. So I just want you to caution you and tell you to be careful and always look at what you have. I have an angle and I have a length of that hypotenuse. So with that tells me kind of use polar tracking or use that angle lock or some kind of polar method in order to create that line. All right, So I hope you enjoyed this one. Like I said, it was super quick once we dissected it. And if you found any value in this, go ahead and hit the like, subscribe if you like more videos like this. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.